60 Saturday night in Coral Gables, Florida. Alongside Alejandro Solana, I'm Kyle Seeloff. Good to have you with us. Just about set for kickoff here in Miami tonight. There's a look at the starting 11 for Miami. They'll open up in that 5-3-2 look. And again, Alejandro, as you mentioned, they're led by their star goalkeeper, Melissa Dagenet, on the back there.
Yeah, Melissa Dagenet, again, she's going to be a vocal leader. You're seeing 5 defenders there from Serna to Tucker, right to left, and, of course, anchored by Brown right in the middle. Salas, McCartney on either side. Look for Serna and Tucker to help in attack on those flanks, push the pace, but you're looking for Hood, who leads you in goals this season. She's got 3. She's also got 2 goals, 3 shots on goal, which also leads Miami. Her, Mahmoud Pour, really alone up there to kind of create opportunities.
All right, we're set for kickoff on a hot and toasty night in Coral Gables, and away we go. Miami will retain possession of the ball here on the opening kickoff here tonight. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Night here at the University of Miami, so the Canes are decked out in the pink tops and the white bottoms, and it's the all-black road traveling black tops and bottoms for the North Carolina State Wolfpack here tonight. Miami 3-7-3, 2-4-0 in conference play. North Carolina State 2-7-5, 1-3-2 in conference play as we play soccer here this evening.
Look for an early start from the Miami Hurricanes. They want to avoid falling behind early. We've discussed their inability to score consistently here, Kyle, and in the most recent win for the Wolfpack, 2 early goals in the first 12 minutes. Miami doesn't want to fall behind. When they do, they usually aren't able to overcome those losses. So an early 10 minutes here for Miami that will be crucial in the deciding point of the game.
I would say there's probably a part of this, too. If you're Sarah Barnes, you probably get sick of hearing people talk about Melissa Dagenet so much because she's making 15, 20 saves every single match, right? You hope you don't see a whole lot of her here tonight, and Miami can, be on the attack in that North Carolina State zone.
You always want to have a great keeper, but you don't want her to be tested as much as she has been this season. But the good part is that she is reliable back there. She's not only a leader on this team, but she's one of the most gifted players as well.
Showed you that Miami formation, that 5-3-2 look. What makes them so strong defensively? Obviously, we've talked about the deficiencies on the onset here of the offense, but what makes them so strong defensively?
Well, it just goes back to that structure, right? When you know your style of play, and I think Miami does, they're not trying to go out on attack. They're always constantly trying to remain in the back organized so that when they do recover possession defensively, then they can make their way forward into the final third. And right now you're seeing a bit of that across into the mid of the 6-yard box there where the penalty spot is located. That's what Miami wants to do. Use those flanks, send those crosses in, and hope for some sort of deflection towards the net.
Yeah, I think you probably at some points know what you're good at, what you're not so good at. But, for a defensive-styled team, how do you get better offensively when it's been a deficiency all year long, right? Like, how do you get better at that?
It's individual brilliance, which is what you're hoping to get from Carolina Hood and Mahmoud Pour today. They get opportunities to go one-on-one against the Wolfpack defense. You're hoping for that moment of brilliance. You take the defender, you create your own opportunity, and then you're either shooting a nice shot on goal or you're finding your teammate who's cutting in as well. And then it's just creating opportunities, creating chances in that final third. The more possession you have, the more opportunities you're going to get. But it doesn't start unless you're solid in the back.
That was the first real possession there for North Carolina State tonight. We'll see. Miami has held on to the ball here for the first few minutes. And, we'll see if they can get it deep down into the North Carolina State territory and maybe jump out to an early lead. And, again, really outside of the most recent loss, the 7-2 clunker up at Notre Dame, Miami's kind of been in the thick of things all season long. Go back just last week, a couple of weeks ago, that game at North Carolina, that was a 1-0 loss, right? So you just feel like if they can put one in the back of the net early, put a few back there, down the stretch, the final couple of weeks, they might, get a seat at the table in the top 6 in the standings in the ACC.
Yeah, North Carolina, a team, by the way, who scored 30 goals this season in ACC. They're 6-0-2 at home, and the University of Miami did an excellent job defending there. Once again, their Achilles heel has been scoring. They have to create more opportunities. basically no opportunities against North Carolina to score, which is also why set pieces will be huge here for Miami. If they can create corner kicks, draw fouls towards the 18-yard box, send in those crosses, and again, hope for a deflection, hope that one of your players gets a head on it, puts it towards goal, and then it just collapses on that opposing goalkeeper. Any sort of deflection, you have to be able to make that opportunity count.
There's a deep drive in by Miami, deflected away by North Carolina State. The Wolfpack and the Hurricanes facing off for the 15th time here tonight. North Carolina State and Miami playing each other in consecutive seasons for the first time since the two teams played each other every season. Got to go back from 2004 through 2015, so the Canes and the Wolfpack have not seen a whole lot of one another as of late, but they do here tonight. It is a toasty night. We probably will have that water break triggered here in about 20-25 minutes or so. It's about 85 degrees outside, but with the real feel, a little muggy today, a little overcast and cloudy, but the sun has started to come out. Feels like 95 degrees outside. We'll see if that plays a factor into the match here tonight as well. Canes doing a nice job of retaining possession of the ball here in the early going.
Yeah, and I like that from Jordan Felton, who's had a couple opportunities in the middle of the field. Unfortunately, Wolfpack defense is pressing up on her. She's unable to turn. No reason to lose it in the midfield, as Miami just did there. Turn around, pass it back to your teammates, and allow the rest of your team to open up and look for another opportunity.
So just about 6 minutes in here tonight. Both sides still looking for a shot on net.
And for as much as we talk about defense being a priority, how about Miami coming out with a 5 structure in the back, a 5-3-2 formation, and it's been all Miami. Pressing, as I mentioned, Adriana Sarna and Emma Tucker, just using those flanks to their advantage, pressing, allowing the rest of the forwards and the midfielders to kind of make those diagonal runs into the box.
They have not yet given North Carolina State a very good opportunity to get the ball down the field. And once again, Miami will have a throw in here from the far side of the pitch.
We don't have official statistics in front of us just yet regarding possession, but Kyle, I'd imagine right now it's at least 90-10 in favor of the Hurricanes, which is good news here, right? As much as you focus on remaining organized in the back, you are seeing a Hurricanes team that, as I mentioned, doesn't want to concede early. They don't want to fall behind because they know how difficult it will be for them to come back and equalize. So they're out on the attack. They want to be the first team to strike first, and they may get their opportunity shortly.
Any questions, comments, or concerns tonight, you can direct them at the referee, Daniel Schenk Moreno. Jasmine Peralta is the assistant referee. Andre Schwartz is the other assistant. And Carlos Morales Lastra is the alternate official here at Cobb Stadium tonight. There's a look at Tim Santoro in his 11th season as the head coach of the North Carolina State Wolfpack. And there's Sarah Barnes in her 6th season as the University of Miami head soccer coach for the women's program here on campus. Coach Barnes' record at Miami, 24-56-12, a career record of 84-97-26. As for Tim Santoro, graduate of Catawba back in 1994, he's got a record of 85-96-28 at North Carolina State.
And right here is where Miami wants to be able to control things. In the middle of the field, you're pressing, you're not allowing the Wolfpack to receive and turn. And so far, so good for Barnes and her team.
North Carolina State trying to turn that offsides by Miami just a couple of minutes ago into a little something offensively, unable to do so. And there's our first look at Melissa Dagenet tonight for the Miami Hurricanes. What a fabulous player she is. What a terrific goalkeeper. One of, if not the best in the ACC, and there is certainly a case to be made one of the best in the country as well.
You mentioned the amount of saves she's had to make time and time again this season, bailing out Miami several times whenever there are lapses defensively. 9 was her season high this year against FSU. But so far here, Kyle, through 9 minutes, 0 opportunities for the Wolfpack. I'm sure she's definitely thanking her team for that.
Another throw in here for the Hurricanes. It's just crazy, Alejandro. You take a look at their schedule this season. We'll take a look at North Carolina State's in a second. Miami opened up the season with a win against Stetson, but again, it was a 1-1 draw, a 0-0 draw, a 2-1 loss, a 0-0 draw. So, you know, hindsight's always 20/20, but you've got to feel like, I would say within reason, the trajectory of the program, you know, if you can find a way in the coming seasons, get a little offense, you feel good about the structure and the defensive side of things. There's been so many opportunities. You could easily see this team going from 3-7-3. You could easily find another 3 to 4 wins this season just by taking a look at the body of work.
Yeah, and I understand that, you know, they're struggling at times to create that moment of brilliance in the final third, and a lot of times that just comes throughout the season by you know, teams having that chemistry on the field, understanding each other in an attack sense. But the good news is that Miami knows they can rely defensively on their team to always keep them in the game, which is ultimately what you want to do when you're not a team that is consistently scoring at a high level.
They've had a couple of nice wins here at home this season. A 2-1 win over Syracuse back in the middle of September, and a 1-0 victory over Louisville on September 24th. North Carolina State having some troubles retaining possession of the ball here early on, just a little over 10 minutes into the match here tonight. North Carolina State, talked about them, recorded their first ACC victory on Sunday. That was a 2-1 win over Virginia at Dall Soccer Stadium. Wolfpack rushed out to an early 2-0 lead within the first 12 minutes behind goals from Jamise Joseph and Annika Wagner. But again, it's been a tough season for the Wolfpack in total. But Miami and North Carolina State kind of neck and neck there in the standings. And, you know, there's enough time left. You get hot in your final 4 matches of the year. A lot of points left out there on the board still.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know,
feels like they're just a win away from really getting things rolling a little bit. This is the penultimate home match for the Canes this season. They will punctuate their regular season on October 26th here at home against Wake Forest. And an opportunity here upcoming for North Carolina State. Be the first corner kick of the night for either side.
And this is an important opportunity for this Canes defense to show once again how solid they can be. I mentioned set pieces for the Hurricanes, how they can use that to their advantage on the offensive end. Well, on the defensive end, they have to be able to clear this ball so that they don't concede a goal early on.
It comes in from Kawagishi, and it gets on net, and it's spit away by Miami. A nice job by the Hurricanes there right at the front of the net to help out their terrific goalkeeper, and Melissa Dagenet. That's something, though, you take a look at that. They've done that all season long in every single match. There's those high-risk opportunities, but they find a way to kind of throw it away.
Yeah, Delaney Brown at the very end. I love what she did there. No messing around. Clear the ball out of bounds as hard as you can and allow your team to reset.
Miami trying to clear it and get themselves back headed in the other direction. That was a pretty nice ball that came in from the far corner from Amika Kawagishi. The junior out of Osaka, Japan, gave the North Carolina State Wolfpack what I probably would say is the best opportunity thus far for either side. Canes had possession of the ball there for the first 6, 7, 8 minutes, Alejandro, but really couldn't get it in too deep into the box and give themselves a real good look early on. But you know, we'll see what happens here. Here comes another opportunity for North Carolina State, and another corner kick is upcoming.
Yeah, it's just solid defense there from Holly Salas, the junior. Don't allow the cross to come in. Force another corner. You get to reset, as we mentioned earlier, and then, you know, allow Dagenet to do what she does, which is direct this team and get them set up for another defensive stop here on a corner kick.
Kawagishi will take the next corner kick for North Carolina State as well. Here it comes. And a ball that's knocked in towards the net. And the Hurricanes defense just swats it away.
Once again, you clear it, get back, set up, but it's pretty clear here what Kawagishi's looking for. Those tall center backs for the Wolfpack. Brianna Weber, number 3, number 22, Taylor Chisholm. Taller defensive players who, on those set pieces, move forward, try to get their head on the ball and towards the goal.
There's ball kicked in by Fernanda Soto, the junior out of Illinois. And that is sent out of play. And so Melissa Dagenet now will send it away for the Hurricanes.
Something to keep an eye on here. When the Wolfpack are forward there on the corner kick, you have Taylor Chisholm, 22, Brianna Weber, number 3, and 11, Fernando Soto. As you just mentioned, Fernando Soto, all 3 of their only 3 defenders here in this 3-5-2 formation moving forward in attack. And they have to run all the way back in this close to 90-degree heat. Something to keep an eye on here. The Wolfpack, I'm sure they're well conditioned, but a little different playing in South Florida than it is North Carolina here in mid-October.
Yeah, the leaves are changing up there in the Carolinas. not so much.
I don't even know what that is, Kyle. Not even sure. Born and raised in the 305. I don't know what leaves changing means.
Not so much down in Miami quite yet this year. Feels like 95 degrees. It's what, October 14th?
That's winter for us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cooling down a little bit, right? The heat index not in the hundreds today, so grab your coats.
Everything for the Wolfpack, by the way, on that right side. You're seeing Hall Robinson and Strickland, the 2 players that the Wolfpack are looking for as they move forward in attack. So it's going to be on Emma Tucker, Emily McCartney, Holly Salas, the left side of the Canes defense to really step things up here early on.
Well, they've stepped up all season long. You'd figure they'd do it once again here tonight. What do you think, Alejandro, has changed a little bit here after the first 7, 8, 9 minutes, and Miami had possession of the ball, and they were kind of doing what they wanted to within reason. There's a turnover, and now it's in the possession of North Carolina State, and here comes an opportunity. A shot on net sails wide of Dagenet, and that'll go back into the hands of Miami. But Miami had control of the game, it felt like, for the first 7, 8 minutes. Here's another look, but now it's been North Carolina State, feels like, for the last 10, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, and that's Woner and Joseph from the Wolfpack. Nice 1-2 combination, a simple give and go. She put her best attempt on it with her left foot, just goes wide. Nothing that Melissa Dagenet wouldn't have been able to handle, but you're seeing immediately right there just a lack of quality from the midfielders for the Miami Hurricanes in that specific play. You can't lose the ball in midfield when the rest of your team has pushed forward. You allow yourself to be too vulnerable in the back. It's something that Miami can't allow to happen many more times, because that's when the Wolfpack will make you pay on the counterattack. But as far as the pace of play here, you saw early on the Wolfpack kind of on their heels, setting in defensively, but they've now realized there's a lot of open space there between the Miami Hurricanes midfielders and defense, and they've exposed it thus far the last couple minutes.
How does Miami change that now?
Yeah, keep the ball and keep possession, right? Because the more you give it away, especially in the midfield, now your team, which was pushing forward, has to come back, and that's how those legs get tired. So as you're seeing here, Miami once again touching, controlling the pace, finding the open receiving player, and then once you do make that pass, you have to be able to move and get into open space so you can go and make that diagonal run into space as well.
Just a little over 19 minutes in here in Coral Gables tonight. Still scoreless. It's amazing. North Carolina State didn't just log their first ACC win of the season on Sunday. They also snapped a 12-game winless streak against Virginia behind that 2-1 victory. Here's an opportunity now for Miami on the far side. Now It's off of a Wolfpack defender and back out for the Hurricanes. So we'll try to set something up here. Got a little wrestling over towards that far flag, and now a ball sails in right over the head of one Miami Hurricane.
It was a good idea there as well for the cross. Unfortunately, it's just Mahmoudpour being defended by 3 or 4 different Wolfpack players, but excellent job by her to recover, go win possession, and wait until you get some support there, and she did the right thing. Just kick it off the defender and allow your team to come and throw it in.
Here's a throw-in by Cerna down to the foot of Lauren Meeks, and now over to the far side go the Hurricanes as the ball rolls out. It'll not be Miami's possession. Caroline Hood thought maybe Miami might have themselves another throw-in, but not so fast as the head referee here tonight. So North Carolina State now with the ball back on their foot. Hurricanes looking for a turnover. North Carolina State looking to get on the board. North Carolina State with a couple of corner kicks. Again, they've had really the best look of the night so far. That'll be a throw in here for Miami.
That was a good idea there by Holly Salas. She saw Carolina Hood making the run, just put it a bit short, but I think she has the right idea there. Those two kind of reading each other correctly, trying to get behind the defense was Carolina Hood, and that's what you want to do, right? You want to get behind the defense, and you want that ball sent through and hopefully makes its way, and then you're just one-on-one with the keeper, and that's when quality comes into play.
Feels like it's stalled out a little bit there in the middle of the field. Here come the Wolfpack again.
This time attacking on the left side, it's Jibril with that left foot, ends up cutting back in, but the Hurricanes do a really, really good job there of remaining composed, remaining structured in the back, and it ends up in a goal kick.
Jibril just tried to send it in there, but a little miscommunication, so indeed a goal kick here for Dagenet. And on for Miami now comes Taylor Shell. Caroline Hood will step out for the Miami Hurricanes. First substitution of the night. A little over 22 and a half minutes in, approaching the 23-minute mark in the first half of play in this match tonight, featuring the Miami Hurricanes and the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Again, a big 3 points hanging in the balance. You're not really in a position these days with 3 matches to play in the regular season after this one, especially if you're Miami. You can't really afford too many more draws. You'd feel like you probably want to start trying to pile up some victories, and we'll see if Miami can get one tonight. North Carolina State saying, hey, don't forget about us. What happens if we get a couple of wins?
Yeah, and I think Sarah Barnes has approached this match properly, right? I mean, I know you look at that formation, and I did as well early on. You see 5-3-2, and immediately you think 5 defenders. Well, how is Miami going to go forward and attack and get those goals that they've desperately been searching for most of the season? But early on, you are seeing just the impact that those wingers are having in attack, and here might be another opportunity for Miami to make something happen.
There's Reese Wheeler, and she sends it in, and North Carolina State will play it back out. And Wheeler's got it back. Walks a little tightrope through a couple of Wolfpack. And here's Wheeler for the first time, and a ball comes in, and that is saved by the goalkeeper, Olivia Protopis. There's another look at that, Alejandro.
That's a great ball by Taylor Shell. I mean, she reads what Mahmoudpour is doing perfectly, and just a tad second too quick on the pass. This field, a little slick right now because of the conditions, but I think it's, once again, another opportunity here for the Canes, showing you that they're not just going to sit back tonight. They're going to attack, and they're going to look for chances moving forward.
Julia Edwards in now for Miami. That was the right idea right there, though. Try to get that ball deep, get it into the box, and give yourself an opportunity. We've talked at length now about the importance, as North Carolina State will make a substitution, of collecting 3 points, right? And, draws once in a while, you get yourself a point. It's not the worst thing in the world. Do you think if this is 0-0 after 45 minutes, a formation change, given the sense of urgency for Miami to win some matches here down the stretch to see if they can sneak into that top 6 in the conference?
Yeah, it's possible, but when you are going up against a team like the Wolfpack, look, they don't score as much as some of the better teams in conference play do, but they still look to score, and you're seeing it here, right? They have 3 forwards up top, so if you do want to sacrifice a bit of your structure in the back defensively for some play moving forward, when it's a 0-0 draw, especially when you've really controlled possession for Miami, you are playing a bit of a risky game because you take one of those defenders out, you put them up top, and the Wolfpack go on an attack, especially on the counterattack, and you do put yourself in a vulnerable position. So as for how the game's flowing right now, I really like Miami's style of play. I think they're trying to touch in the middle of the field. They're looking for those support runs. It's just a matter of connecting on one and hopefully getting that first shot on goal.
Both teams still trying to feel one another out here, about a little over 25 minutes in. Still scoreless. Miami 3-7-3. They're 2-4-0 in the conference. North Carolina State 2-7-5 overall this season. Ball's out of play. That'll go back to the North Carolina State Wolfpack, who are 1-3-2 in conference play.
And that's Emma Tucker up there, number 26 for the Canes, who had that final touch. He was trying to poke it around the defender, then beat her on the run. Just mistimed it and put a little too much on it. But how about that? She is a defender. I know she likes to push up a little bit in the attack, but she's basically up there by herself as a defender. So it goes to show you here that Miami, again, just not comfortable with settling in the back today. They're looking for goals. Makes it more exciting for us, Kyle.
Sure does. Yeah, for the viewers at home, right?
Absolutely.
Canes are 2-2-2 at home, 1-5-1 on the road. What do they say? Good teams win at home, great teams win on the road.
Yeah.
Find a way to win tonight. North Carolina State saying, hey, we finally got ourselves out of the basement there and getting ourselves a winning conference play. See, we start stacking a couple of wins down the stretch. Canes in desperate need of a victory to keep their chances alive to get one of those top 6 spots in the conference. It's amazing when you look at the Atlantic Coast Conference in women's soccer, just the quality of soccer in the conference, and some of those monsters atop of the league, whether it's the Carolinas or the Florida States, just perennial powerhouses. Handful
of my ACC players were playing in the Women's World Cup just a couple months ago.
Amazing.
Over in the Pacific Ocean. Truly is unbelievable when you think about the type of talent that comes through this conference and goes on to play on literally the highest stage.
Well, still scoreless as we approach the 30-minute mark in this match here tonight. With Alejandro Solana, I'm Kyle Seeloff. On behalf of our entire production crew here at the University of Miami, thanks for making us a part of your Saturday evening, wherever you might be joining us from tonight. Ball gets sent back, and a whistle.
And this is where patience comes into play, right? Because neither team really creating big-time opportunities. Wolfpack, a couple crosses on corner kicks, but really nothing there. And Miami, just a lack of patience there for Adriana Serna. And I like the idea. You want to come out aggressively. You want to stop that player in the midfield from turning and making the pass across the field, but you risk now another set piece here where the Wolfpack, pretty much with a nice angle on a free kick, can put themselves ahead 1-0.
Woner's going to take it. As she tries to dial something up, she does, and a kick just sails over the crossbar. A nice opportunity there for Annika Woner.
And the German, a nice try from the free kick. She had the right idea. You go over the wall, you put enough curve on it, and you try to put it in that left upper 90 where Dajane wouldn't reach it. But here's the funny part. Dajane was right there.
Right.
So had that even come over, just not enough pace on it. You have to be very good to sneak one by Dajane off a free kick. And right there wasn't going to happen for the Wolfpack.
Well, you could tell Dajane with that careful eye was putting that wall exactly where she wanted it to be, and made sure she had a good look at things there on that set piece opportunity for North Carolina State, but Woner sent it a bit too high. So that's a couple of opportunities now for North Carolina State there on that set piece, and then the one corner kick early on. Hurricanes still looking for a shot on goal here tonight.
And this is just part of that process. You know, if you're the Miami Hurricanes, those opportunities moving forward, they come few and far between. You're not going to get 15 shots on goal today if you're the Hurricanes. Just not their style, right? They're averaging just over 5 per game. So if you're the Canes, you have to remain composed in the back. You have to remain solid back there and just trust that at some point, whether it's Taylor Shell, who just checked in, whether it's Mahmoud Pour, whether it's Caroline Hood, one of them is going to have that moment of brilliance to put you ahead, but you can't lose patience in the back because that's when things really go awry for you.
That's going to be a foul on North Carolina State. An opportunity here for Miami as they try to push the ball across midfield and work it down deep into North Carolina State territory. You do have to wonder, though, with only so many matches left, if there is a sense of urgency late in matches, if they're tied, right? If there is, you know, it's a 1-1 game or a 0-0, you know, at some point with 15, 20 minutes left, if Hurricanes will try to have to step on the gas pedal a little bit, right? Just try to put one in the back of the net because, again, they're at a critical juncture of the season where 3 points obviously means a whole heck of a lot more than the 1, but they're quite literally running out of time in terms of matches left to play.
Especially considering your opponent, and that's not to disparage the Wolfpack because they picked up a really nice win against Virginia in their last time out. But when you look ahead here to the teams Miami has to play, I'm sure this is one that they had circled on their calendar where they said 3 points here is certainly attainable. You have to prepare the right way. You have to practice all week knowing that this is one you certainly don't want to look back on and say, what if, come the end of the season. And so far, a couple substitutions there for the Miami Hurricanes that I think have really worked in their favor. You're seeing number 5, Claire Llewellyn. She had a play just minutes ago where she's pushing forward. She has the right idea there. Doesn't connect on the through ball, but it's the right idea. And there, same thing from Adriana Sarna. I mean, you're just trying to find those open spaces, those pockets of spaces where you can find your teammate. They can turn and look forward, right? Just move forward towards the goal. Not connecting there on that pass, but it was the right idea with a ton of open space ahead.
So just about 12 minutes left to play here in the first half of this match tonight between Miami and North Carolina State. Still scoreless. Up next for Miami, Virginia Tech. Both matches on the road next week. They'll wrap things up at home against Wake Forest on the 26th. As for North Carolina State, they will host Syracuse on the 19th. And then they'll host Notre Dame, who's 11th in the country. And to wrap up their regular season schedule, they'll pay a visit to those Seminoles on the 26th of the month. Florida State number 1. Canes still looking to get something going on the offensive end. Again, they controlled possession for the first 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes of the game, of the match, excuse me.
And there's Claire Llewellyn again. She's been pressing forward. She's been making some really nice runs on ball. Just loses her footing there, unfortunately. But how about that? Returns defensively, recovers, and that's what you want to see. If you lose the ball, especially if you slip with the field conditions as they are, just get back on defense. There she is once again, forcing a throw-in for the Wolfpack. Never want to see a player quit on a play, right? Just put their head down and jog backwards. You lose the ball, you have to be the first one back. Try to stop that that counterattack from the opposing team.
Mary Frances Sims is in now for North Carolina State. Both teams with multiple substitutions here in the first half. Certainly feel like it'd probably be pretty easy to get fatigued out there in that hot South Florida heat and humidity on a Saturday night.
How about the Canes here pressing, and you have Emma Tucker just running for her life out there, trying to put some pressure on the ball, hope that you can create that turnover. And there it is, right there for the Miami Hurricanes.
That's a nice takeaway by Miami. Now can they turn it into something on the offensive end? Well, here come the Hurricanes. Adriana Cerna sends it in. There's Tucker, and she sends it in towards the net. Taken away by North Carolina State. A whistle.
Yeah, it was the right idea there from Tucker, but when she received the pass, she didn't realize that the Wolfpack defense had taken a step forward. She was caught off sides by just a bit, but I'm really, really liking what I'm seeing here from Llewellyn, number 5, and Julia Edwards, number 10 from Miami. They've come in the midfield. They've had a couple plays there where they've each found each other. They're playing well off of each other, and so far in the last 3-4 minutes, I think you're seeing a more attacking-oriented Miami Hurricanes team.
Into the final 9 minutes now here with the first half. Comes a throw-in for Miami. Have you noticed a little uptick in pressure by the Hurricanes here?
Yeah, absolutely. It starts with those two players that I just mentioned here, but there you go. I mean, you're just looking for that space, and once again, it's Emma Tucker who's been running everywhere for the team. She puts that pass in off the right foot. Probably wishes she could have that one back, but you make those runs, eventually one of those crosses is going to find your teammate.
Right idea by Tucker. Now a throw in for Cerna, the junior out of Las Vegas. She sends it in. It's off the right foot.
That's brilliant there from Cerna. A little chipper right over the top of the defender, and she is able to find her teammate who does the right thing, receives, turns, and looks for her teammate.
Miami continues to look to get downhill here on North Carolina State, but that time it's sent out by Llewellyn. So a throw in for Leah Hall Robinson, the forward senior out of Bowie, Maryland.
See how Miami plays this, because the Wolfpack now, you know, they had possession for a bit in that 20 to 25 minute stage, but since then really haven't been able to put anything together. And when you have a throw in so deep on your own side of the field, look at Miami just pressing up top, trying to create the turnover, and right away they're able to get it, regain possession here, and try to open things up to the right side of the field. I think it was a good idea there by Hollis to look for her teammate in the middle, and it was Cerna making that run, but unfortunately just can't come up with the pass that they were looking for.
And here comes another opportunity for Miami. Here's Cerna. She sends it in. And kick it back out. Looking to just handle possession of the ball. Get it back across midfield and try to put something on net here. Now a turnover. An opportunity for North Carolina State against a stingy Hurricanes defense. A shot on net, sails wide. Another opportunity for the Wolfpack.
And it's not where you want to lose possession of the ball if you're the Miami Hurricanes. It was a good idea there from the Wolfpack, but really, I mean, you have Sienna Kim, number 29, just running right into the middle of the box there. And watch that film later. That's one of those you wish you could have back if you're number 13. Just you have Kim in the middle of the box and cuts back, tries with her left. Gonna have to be a special shot there from the Wolfpack if you want to go and beat Dagenet at this point of the game.
It was the freshman forward Bordelot with the shot for North Carolina State. Didn't quite get it on net, but it's another quality opportunity for the Wolfpack.
And how you see the Wolfpack handle those moments where they're able to steal possession, go out in the attack. That's what Miami's going to have to do here. They've done a really good job at controlling possession here in the midfield, but anytime they're pushing forward, just as they did there, the Wolfpack very solid in defense as well, able to get the ball either away from them, back in their own possession, or just get it out.
Comes another throw-in for Miami. They're without a corner kick here tonight. Didn't have one in their last contest either against Notre Dame. Throw-in comes in. And there to give it a look was Julia Edwards, but it was sent back down the field by the Wolfpack. So again, Miami will try to set something up right here. It has started to look a little bit more crisp and clean in the last couple of minutes, and here comes a corner kick for the Hurricanes.
Ask who you shall receive, and that's once again Emma Tucker. She's all over the field. She was working her way up on the left side earlier in the game, now over on the right. Her and Serna doing a really good job combining out on the right flank towards that sideline, and it's pretty clear Emma Tucker is going to be able to beat Fernanda Soto or Taylor Chisholm, whichever back is out there for NC State. She's just too quick, and that's the run that's been working for the Hurricanes as of late.
All right, Reese Wheeler is going to take the corner kick. Off the left foot, here it comes in towards the net, and it's just on top of the cage.
Not sure if that was on purpose there from the Miami Hurricanes, Reese Wheeler, but a cheeky try by her nonetheless. Call it a Olímpico off the corner kick if you're able to make it without anybody trying. And again, not sure if that's what she was intending to do. Typically, you're looking for a teammate there, try to get somebody to put some contact on it. But anytime you're capable of such quality from a corner kick, if you have that in you, I like the opportunity there to go and look for it.
Parked it right on top of the net. Another 3 or 4 feet to the left. She might have been onto something there. This ball's going to be picked up by Protopis. And she'll put it on her foot. She'll wait patiently. Now she picks it up. A little under 3 minutes left to play in the first half between Miami and North Carolina State here tonight. Still scoreless. North Carolina State with a bulk of the opportunities to date in this match. Although the Hurricanes have picked up the tempo offensively in the last couple of minutes. For now, it would appear as if we'll be scoreless at the recess here, but that could all change in the snap of your fingers.
Such a great clearance there by Dagenet. She wastes no time. She realized that the Canes had numbers forward. She's able to clear it off the first touch. And fortunately for Miami, after losing possession there in the middle of the field, a foul's called. But that's what you want to see from your goalkeeper in the back, right? Not getting opportunities right now to make saves. Not her fault. That's obviously a good thing for her. But anytime that ball does come to you, you want to make the right decision.
Here comes Miami. Serna has it. She sends it off a North Carolina State defender, and another throw-in upcoming here for the Hurricanes. It'll be Serna who takes it. A little more pressure here now.
You're seeing it all from the right side, right? It's Serna, it's Emma Tucker making these runs here along the right side towards the sideline, and just a couple minutes left here prior to halftime. Sometimes you can become flat-footed, just a little fatigue prior to getting that water break at halftime. And if the Hurricanes can hopefully capitalize here prior to going to halftime, it would be exciting for sure.
What do you think, Alejandro? Halftime adjustments for both sides. What do you see here in the first 45?
Yeah, I don't expect either side to make any major adjustments. I mentioned Llewellyn a couple times. I think ever since she's come in the game, she's been able to really find some open spaces, collect balls, and try her best to get them to her teammates. But as for Miami, I mean, you saw Caroline, Hood, Taylor Shell, and Mahmoudpour really at the top early on in the game as far as forwards go, and since then it's been all Emma Tucker kind of running around, and it's hard to sustain that if you're the Miami Hurricanes. So I look for Mahmoudpour to come in, Caroline Hood as well, come back in the game, and hopefully create some more opportunities up front.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, that's going to wrap up the first half of play here in Miami. Some opportunities for both sides. Miami controlling possession where they want to come to too many more draws here in the regular season. But, 3 points lingers here tonight, and whoever takes it is going to have a bite to eat for dinner tonight and think, all right, you know what? We're stacking wins. Let's see how many more we can get and see how this thing will wrap up for us in 2023.
Yeah, Sunday will feel a lot better with a 3-point victory here tonight than it would with a draw, even that 1 point, which would still help Miami in the long run. But again, look at the remaining schedules you pointed out earlier, Kyle. You want to get that 3 points here tonight, take advantage of a weaker opponent.
North Carolina State and Miami probably feeling the same way. Hey, North Carolina State, they're thinking, we're just coming off our first conference win. There's a struggling Hurricanes team this season. Let's go get them. And on the other side, Miami saying, we've played great defense all year long. We've gotten some big wins, Syracuse and Louisville in the conference. We dropped a tough one at North Carolina, at Notre Dame, at Florida State. It's our turn now to get those 3 points, and maybe we can take advantage of a struggling North Carolina State Wolfpack club. But we'll see. It was an interesting first half, both sides with a little bit of pressure here and there. Nobody could put one in the back of the net. North Carolina State had 5 shots on net. Miami came up empty, did not have a single look on net. And 1 corner kick. And North Carolina State with the majority of the control here to open up the second half in the final 45 minutes.
And a bit of a change here from the University of Miami. By the way, Kyle, they're going with 4 in the back right now, away from the 5 in the back that they started with. And then they're going to have 1 stopper sweeper, which will play as a defensive, have a huge responsibility there just ahead of that back line. 4 in the midfield for Miami right now. And then it's just number 9, Mahmoudpour, all by herself up top. And there she goes. Called offsides.
By a whisker. But I think that when we talked about it in the first half, I think there's obviously a level of importance here to, if you're going to remove a defender and try to put a little bit more pressure on North Carolina State, it's evident Miami feeling the same way in the conversations we're having. We've got to get a goal. We've got to put one in the back of the net. We've got to win this thing and get 3 points.
Yeah, and you see the run there by Mahmoudpour. I mean, she realizes that there is space behind the defense. She gets the ball that she's looking for. She's in the attack, unfortunately, just a step off sides. At first, I thought she was way off sides, but now that
it was close.
I'm looking at it again here. It was certainly a lot closer than I expected it would be.
Hurricanes might be in a position, too. They might have to take some chances, right? You might have to put yourself at a disadvantage at some points here in the second half defensively to potentially open up an opportunity offensively.
Yeah, and, sometimes I think it's easy to assume more attackers simply means more opportunities moving forward, and it's not the case because we saw earlier when the Miami Hurricanes kind of restructured their midfield. They were able to create some more possession in that final third.
Right.
Hopefully that translates to more opportunities moving forward, and that's what you're seeing here right now. A 4-1-4-1 for the Hurricanes, extra midfielder, and hope that you can really stabilize the center of the field and use it to your advantage.
Well, here comes the 3rd corner kick of the night for North Carolina State. It'll again be Kawagishi to take it for the Wolfpack. She took Took 2 on the far end of the field, the opposite fired in the first half as the ball sails in off the head of the North Carolina State Wolfpack. So that will be in the hands now of Melissa Dagenet.
And again, Kawagishi, I mean, she knows what she has to do, right? Off that right foot, just drop it in right to the penalty spot and hope one of your big center backs, big defensemen are going to come in and put their head on it. That time the Wolfpack do get their head on it, but fortunately for the Hurricanes, it goes whizzing to the left of the goal post.
Yeah, she drove that one in a little bit more than we saw in the first 2 in the first half. The other 2 in the first half had a little bit more air underneath and kind of chipped them in there and had a little more loft on them. Tried to drive that one in, tried to give North Carolina State a 1-0 lead. Here come the Wolfpack, darting down the near sideline. It's a terrific move right there. Ball comes in, and who's it off of last? It's going to be off of North Carolina State, I believe, or is that going to be a corner kick for North Carolina State? Let's see here. It's going to be another corner kick.
Another corner kick, but you know what? Emily McCartney gets beat by number 4, Hall Robinson of the Wolfpack. And again, just back in recovery, get back into your stance, make sure she can't get that cross off, force a corner kick. That's always best case scenario in that situation.
Kawagishi again drives it in towards the net. And the Hurricanes thwart another North Carolina State opportunity. That's their 4th corner kick of the night, as they continue to look to put some pressure on the Hurricanes. They've done a nice job of it. And there's a whistle, and that's going to be on Miami. Ellie Salas that time called for the foul. A little over 5 minutes into the second half of play at Cobb Stadium this evening.
Never want to commit a foul in the final third. Obviously, this one doesn't seem to be that dangerous, as Kawagishi's going to try to put another one here in the box, but really a quick whistle there by the official. Just thought the 2 players kind of got tripped up. Wasn't necessarily a foul.
Here comes another one in towards the net. Looks pretty good on net, and it sails high and wide. Boy, North Carolina State, though, is getting some good opportunities and some good looks.
That time, Kawagishi decides, all right, I'm not going to put it on the penalty spot. I'm going to put it inside the 6-yard box, really put some pressure on Dagenet, who chooses not to come out. And fortunately, the Wolfpack sent another one over the crossbar.
Boy, there was a lot of real estate there in the goal area, because Dagenet, from her standpoint, darted left, and it left everything open on the right side there. The Wolfpack couldn't put one home, but they're getting some good opportunities here in the first 5-6 minutes of the second half, and here comes another one.
Yeah, this is what you don't want to do if you're the Hurricanes. You get lucky there. Wolfpack put one over the top of the post. You want to be able to control possession, and right there off the goal kick, just losing possession, not able to receive the pass from Dagenet.
Kawagishi sends it far sideline. Nice moves right there. And now a ball comes in, and the Hurricanes send it away. Who's going to come up with it? North Carolina State will for a moment. And Kawagishi again. Now it's on her left foot. She sends it in towards Dagenet, and it's wide of the cage.
And Kyle, you're seeing it right here. I mean, it's going through Kawagishi. She had a nice through ball over to the left side earlier. A cross comes in. Fortunately, the Hurricanes were able to clear very well, structured in the back, but everything going through Kawagishi early on here. The Wolfpack clearly coming out with intentions to score, and they've really put their foot on the gas here to start the second half.
Dagenet sends it across midfield. Not a lot of goalkeepers out there. They're going to put it right where they want to from that kind of distance. But boy, Dagenet knows exactly what she wants to do every time she has an opportunity to get that ball on her foot, doesn't she?
Absolutely. And that's what you want, right? Find somebody who you know is going to be able to receive one of those passes. Not easy. Need that very gifted type of touch to be able to bring one of those down, especially with the defender kind of jumping all over your back. But for the Hurricanes right now, they're going to get goal kicks. They have to make the most of it coming from behind and really just take advantage of that possession in the middle of the field.
Nice move there.
That's Hall Robinson. She's been very active in this second half.
So too of the entire North Carolina Wolfpack crew. There's an open look, and at the last second, the Hurricanes get in there.
And that's Delaney Brown. Great stuff there. You put your foot right onto the ball, make sure there's no shot attempted. And once again, Hurricanes survived. They were able to clear.
Boy, right at the last second. That was going to be a nice primetime opportunity there for the Wolfpack.
That's actually Julia Edwards. My apologies there in the midfield. Really, really strong defensive play.
So the Hurricanes get a stop. Can they get this puppy across midfield and start to create some opportunities for themselves? And the quick answer would be no.
You know, they changed that formation to a 4-1-4-1. And what's happened here is the Hurricanes don't have those two attacking players out on the flanks to really push the tempo forward. They were really exposing the Wolfpack in space on the sides. And right now, they haven't been able to find that, really trying to play through the middle, and the Wolfpack have responded on the defensive end appropriately.
There's a whistle. Everybody hang tight. So a throw in for North Carolina State. Oh, it's a nice try there by the Hurricanes.
Yeah, if Mahmoudpour can slide, get possession there, it's a whole opportunity, a whole host of opportunities she would have been allowed to have. And now you see an extra attacker moving forward there for the Miami Hurricanes. It's Mahmoudpour and Caroline Hood both up top right now. Try to switch things up and hopefully get some more possession here on their side of midfield.
Do you think as we get a little bit later into the second half, there would be, I don't know, an intense dose of pressure there by Miami and maybe risk a few things and sacrifice a few things defensively if they're able to do so to try to drive the ball down the field a little bit?
Yeah, it's certainly interesting. I mean, you'd have to think Sarah Barnes, as we've discussed, understands the importance of this game, the opportunity there to go get those 3 points. So I would be interested to see at what point, whether it's in the 75th minute, the 80th minute, if she does maybe switch things up, go for a 4-4-2, maybe a 4-3-3, and really try to put more pressure up top on the Wolfpack. But if the Hurricanes, like they have right now, can get these types of opportunities on set pieces, get the ball forward, you're just looking for that one opportunity where you can put foot on ball towards goal and hope it goes through.
Yeah, they try to get it down there for Caroline Hood. She lost it off her right foot. Not the best ball coming in down towards the end line there.
And I think it's a good idea, right? Again, towards the end line, on the sides, it's where Miami's had the most opportunity to really work with tonight, looking for those crosses. But unfortunately, they're just unable to really bring that ball down and reset, look for a teammate.
Yeah. This might be an opportunity for Miami. They say play on. Ball did not get out of bounds on the near side. So now the Wolfpack will send it far sideline, trying to get across the timeline there and across midfield. Rosalie Alou has it, and she's tackled.
I actually think that's a good foul there by Emma Tucker because she does get beat. She pokes for the ball. The Wolfpack player is able to get around her, and rather than allow the possession to move forward behind her, just brings her down. Nice, easy foul. Official won't have any second thoughts about it there. Just blow the whistle and continue to play.
Well, that's sent deep down there towards the end line and it snuck out. So Miami now with the ball. Dajane. Jade Bordelot now in for North Carolina State. Annika Warner will take a seat. It's been a lot of North Carolina State with the pressure here in the second half. A little over 12 minutes in. And a near miscue there by Miami. And a tackle on the near sideline.
I'm very surprised here. the referee doesn't decide to
issue a
go to
card.
the book. And there it is, our first booking of the game. It is the right decision there, unfortunately, by the official. You see Dagenet once again. She's not able to get it past the half-field line, and the Miami Hurricane just unable to control possession there. That's Mahmoud Pour, and unfortunately, yeah, Emily McCartney just gets put in a bad spot. She reaches for the ball, and she brings down the Wolfpack player. Pretty tough, and unfortunately, I think that's the right decision there from the official.
Yeah, it's a yellow card for McCartney. First card issued of the evening. And here in the 58th minute of the match. Emily McCartney. Here's Kawagishi. And she sends it in towards Dagenet, who reaches up and tumbles over one of her own teammates. And Dagenet comes up with it. That's a terrific job. And again, punches aside another opportunity for the Wolfpack. Boy, look at this. Got in there deep.
Yeah, and Dagenet just goes up defenseless. Usually you'll see a keeper put their knee up. Luckily she didn't, because it wasn't a Wolfpack player in front of her. It was her own teammate, but really, really comfortable stuff there from the Miami Hurricanes leader, their goalkeeper in the back, Dagenet.
The Canes now, they'll send one in and over towards the net. And now it's on the foot of one of their own. They send it in. Here's a shot on net and a save.
Man, that is the best opportunity for the Hurricanes. Obviously, their first shot on target, but it starts with Llewellyn and Julia Edwards right in the middle. You finally get the ball opened up out wide. It comes for number 26, Emma Tucker, on the cross. She does an excellent job settling, finding a teammate in the middle, and then right there towards the end, I believe that's Jordan Felton, number 23. She had the opportunity, and that's just really promising stuff there from the Hurricanes. The best opportunity of the game thus far, in the first for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, that was a good look there.
That was inbound.
We'll see now if Miami can build off that momentum a little bit. Get a shot on the net, and maybe the floodgates will open a little bit for them.
Yeah, and it's becoming pretty clear, right, where things are going to happen for the Hurricanes. It's on those sides. It's on the right flank. It's on the left flank. And right there, as I mentioned, it's Llewellyn and it's number 10, Julia Edwards, in the midfield, playing well off each other, and then just having the awareness to find that teammate who's sprinting down the sideline. And you have to be able to get that cross in. And Kyle, you see just how dangerous the Hurricanes can be if they can get that cross in. Sometimes you have to be able to beat the defender on the outside.
Reese Wheeler in now for Miami, along with Adriana Serna. Serna came out of the first half, and looks like she was shot out of a cannon. She was all over the field.
Yeah, played pretty much every
29 minutes of this match.
And you think about it, right? The Hurricanes away from Miami 1-5-1, but 2-2-2. It's certainly tougher to play here in South Florida,
right.
And you have to have some fresh legs. You have to be used to the climate, and hopefully it pays off for the Canes tonight.
Running it down there is McCartney, and she lets it go out of bounds. And she'll kick it over to Dagenet. She might just be the best goalkeeper in her native homeland of Canada, Melissa Dagenet.
Oh, sir! You can't do that.
There's a whistle there.
Can tell the fans not necessarily too happy with that call there. And I understand, you know, the frustration there from some of the fans who are letting their frustrations be heard. You know, the Hurricanes are trying to attack, and they just haven't had those opportunities there. You finally get one, you don't make the most of it, and then it's really just a 50-50 play there, and the official ends up siding with the Wolfpack. So I understand the frustration, but it probably was the right decision there by the official. The Hurricanes just have to get settled here. We knew what they were going to do tonight, right, Kyle? They were going to play very solid in the back and just hope for some opportunities moving forward. Didn't come in the first half, but early on in the second, you did get that one. So you just want to build on it here if you're the Hurricanes.
They're hoping they can capitalize on a North Carolina State mistake here at some point. Miami might have got a hand on that ball. They're hoping for one mistake. Yeah, it looked like that caught the forearm there of Reese Wheeler. But, North Carolina State think the same thing, right? We're putting a little pressure on Miami. They've got a half dozen shots on net, on goal. Here's one that comes down. And Dagenet will be there to make sure nothing further happens and escalates. But I think both sides are waiting for somebody to make one catastrophic error here down the stretch, and hopefully you can capitalize on it. And probably a darn good chance that one goal might win this puppy here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what the Wolfpack, what they're trying to do is just get as many opportunities in that box as possible, force Dagenet to make a mistake. And unfortunately, it is what the Hurricanes have not done tonight. Just put pressure on the goalkeeper, right? Even when you know you're going up against somebody like Dagenet, who you know is experienced, and she's certainly very capable of making brilliant saves. The more pressure you put on a keeper, the more opportunities for them to make that one mistake, which you want to capitalize on.
The Hurricanes start to work it out of the danger zone here, and now they're on the attack. Here comes Miami. Tucker's got it, sends it back to midfield for Meeks. And there's a takeaway.
And that was an excellent run by Tucker. She ends up getting the through ball she's looking for. She's unable to take it on the first touch, has to come back for it, allows the Wolfpack to reset defensively, and then the Hurricanes end up losing possession. It's a shame because had she been able to gain possession there on that first touch, use her right foot to push the ball forward, Hurricanes definitely would have been in attacking position with numbers moving forward. Those are the types of balls that you're looking for there, and it was a beautiful pass from her teammate, understanding that she was making that run on the left side.
Wolfpack starting to dig their heels in a little bit here, get a little bit deeper in towards that Miami net. This is Strickland, who sends it back out for Hall Robinson. She's going to work on the Canes. She'll send it off. And there's another one that scoots out of bounds the near sideline. And another throw-in coming up here for North Carolina State. Here's Strickland. Nice defense there by Miami. The Hurricanes now, can they get a takeaway? And they do. Can they hold on to possession of it? And they might just be able to do just that. This is Hood. She sends it off. Hood says she's open. She wants it. Here's Caroline Hood. She comes in, and with the left foot, she has it taken away. Ooh, that was a nasty tackle there inside of that net area for Miami. But, boy, that was a real nice opportunity there.
That's Felton. That's Hood. Excellent play. She makes the right reach, passes it back in, allows the defender to open up more opportunities for her. She makes the run, and it's a perfect pass there from number 23, Jordan Felton. Unfortunately, that's Fernanda Soto coming in, making an excellent defensive play. But here we go. The Hurricanes get another corner kick.
Their second of the night. Katarina Molina is in. Here comes the corner kick on towards the far side of the cage. And it scoots over towards that far sideline now. What can Miami do here? North Carolina State sends it out towards midfield. A little contact there, and who's it going to be? It's going to be Miami's ball. Comes another throw-in.
Good job there by Holly Salas, by the way, running down that loose ball. You don't want to allow the Wolfpack to regain possession there, and she's able to make sure Miami keeps it.
22 minutes in here to the second half of play, about halfway home, and we are still scoreless. pace and the tempo have picked up a little bit. You can start to sense some of the urgency for both teams here, for both Miami and North Carolina State. There's a turnover.
Yeah, it's Katarina Molina. Unfortunately, she's trying to make some sort of move happen there, but just too close to the sideline to be trying to take defenders over there. You've got to be able to look back at the player who actually threw the ball in and possession up here in the final third.
Kate's got it in quickly. Here's Cerna, and she looks to send it in towards Molina. And then Kane sends it out of bounds and out of play. So a throw in now for Soto in the Wolfpack as Mary Frances Sims is in now for North Carolina State. In the 68th minute, approaching the 69th. 21 minutes to go. Can somebody break the ice here in Coral Gables tonight is the question.
It's a good job here by the Canes. Open up the field, everything kind of being forced over on that right side. Really good job here. Change fields, try to see if you can build something on this side.
And another takeaway by North Carolina State. Here they come in a little transition. An opportunity to run with it a little bit.
I know I've mentioned her name a couple times, but number 26 here on the left, Emma Tucker. Her pace of play has been phenomenal. You just saw her up top. Didn't make the right decision on the pass, put a little bit too much on it, but her recovery towards the defensive side of the ball, it's why Miami has been able to remain with a 0 on their own score sheet. I know they're looking for that goal, but anytime you do lose possession, you have to be able to get back on defense, and Emma Tucker right now doing a great job of that.
So now a throw-in for Miami in North Carolina State territory, albeit out towards midfield. The throw-in comes in, it's immediately taken away. Nice physical battle there. North Carolina State comes up with it, just muscled Miami out of the way. Oh, look at the way that North Carolina State able to hang on to that ball.
Yeah, I think that was Jamise Joseph. Nice run.
Yeah.
Hurricanes able to recuperate on the defense. And here we go, North Carolina State looking for something over here on the right side.
It's going to be off of Miami there.
Seeing a bit more of a physical brand of play on both sides, right? Whether it's in the final third on the Hurricane side or on the final third of the Wolfpack side. More collisions, more 50-50 balls, more aggression from both sides, which is typical, right? With around the 71st minute mark here. Both teams scoreless. Both teams really haven't had that many opportunities. Just trying to get something to go. And those legs, when you start picking up the aggression, will certainly start to feel a bit more tired as well.
Yeah, it's out of bounds there. Another throw-in upcoming for North Carolina State with under 20 left to play here. Miami's had the best look at the second half, but again, nobody's been able to break the ice and capitalize and put one home. Each passing minute feels like one goal should be enough here tonight. You'd at least get that sense, but you just never know.
That go-ahead goal right now, Kyle, that's crucial because if you can get that here, you feel like you're in the driver's seat to get those 3 points. I will tell you here, ever since Julia Edwards and Claire Llewellyn were taken out of the midfield, I mean, Miami just unable to maintain possession. I would be very, very shocked if the Hurricanes don't go back to that, and if Sarah Barnes doesn't make that decision. Put those two back in. They've been your best two midfielders of the day, and your only opportunity, big opportunity to score, came between those two creating in the midfield.
Well, let's see here if the Canes can make something happen.
Good stuff there. Maya Rogers, she's able to get the ball over to Jordan Felton, who makes the right pass, and nice combination play here from the Canes.
Miami going to send one in. Here's an opportunity, and they send it high.
It's Reese Wheeler.
Wheeler, yeah.
Yeah, Wheeler kind of just finds its way. It takes a deflection, but
boy, she had some room too.
Yeah, you'll take it any way you can, and I think she makes good contact with it. But after it's deflected, you see it kind of just take that weird spin there, sets her foot, takes a try, just sends it wide, sends it high rather.
Yeah. Not sure how much more she could have possibly done with that opportunity, but there was a brief second there where it felt like nobody was around her, and she might be able to get her foot on that ball and try to drive one home for Miami.
But you see how dangerous a deflection can be, right? Anytime you can get that cross, and it's why I've kind of mentioned it several times. It's the Hurricanes moving forward, able to make those runs down the flanks, and you've seen now 2 times when they finally are able to make that decisive corner through, whether it takes a deflection, whether it doesn't. That's how they're going to get this goal here.
Chance for North Carolina State, and can Miami take it away? Ooh, Dagenet gets tied up there inside the box.
Yeah, Joseph, a little frustration there. Couldn't take the Hurricanes defender on the run, and you're going to see her on the replay. Nice little shove in the back to number 20, Reese Wheeler.
Thinking, I'll do it. I'll see if I get busted for it, and well, she did. She's been a bulldozer out there tonight, though, a couple of times. She's bully her way right towards the net. Volley towards midfield. Somebody looking for possession. There's a whistle, and Miami's going to have an opportunity.
And I like the fact that the official recognizes there's a foul there, but you have numbers forward if you're the Miami Hurricanes. Allow play to continue. Allow them to use that possession that they just won. You saw what just transpired after he called the foul. Miami clearly had possession, calls the foul. They kind of paused for a moment, played out wide, and end up losing possession. And here we go. Once again, their motion forward kind of grinds to a halt.
Under 15 minutes left to play in the match. Who's going to strike first? Will somebody strike first? There's an opportunity for Miami, but taken away at the last second by the Wolfpack.
That was Emma Tucker there, taking control of the ball from the Wolfpack player, makes the right decision, tries to look for Maya Rogers, who's in the box. She tries to get around the defender, gets cleared, but that's how the Hurricanes are going to be able to get a goal here, controlling possession on that side of the field and making the right pass.
North Carolina State has played to a 0-0 scoreless draw once this season. Miami's played to a scoreless draw twice. Comes the ball in deep and an opportunity. What a save by Dagenet. Wow. She's there to save the day again for Miami.
That's just great stuff from Dagenet. Strickland makes the pass, or rather makes the cut right behind the Canes defense. She makes the right move, and it ends up being number 15, Jamise Joseph, I believe, who gets her foot on it. She's been as active as anybody for the Wolfpack. Just a great save there with her right hand from Dagenet.
And she's just there to kind of cut off any angle or opportunity, just leave you with no real estate or no room to put a good shot on net, even though it's that high danger zone, high area opportunity.
And for a keeper, you know, that seems like an easy save, but your number one responsibility when the ball's inside the box on any side is to always cover that near post, which she does well. But you're just, because of that, the attackers knowing that, typically they'll try to open up that foot, curve it to the opposite post. So a lot of times keepers will cheat that way. And that time Dajane just sticking with the fundamentals. You cover the post, and you know that if you are going to get beat opposite post, it's going to have to be tremendous skill from the opposing forward.
Well, here comes a deep throw-in on the far side by Miami with just a little under 12 minutes left to play now. A substitution for the Hurricanes. So here comes the throw-in.
I think that's Taylor Shell who just checked in there for the Miami Hurricanes.
What can the Canes do? Another throw-in. Ball off the foot of North Carolina State. They get it in quickly, does Miami. Can they handle the ball? Nice move there on the far side. Now Miami gets it in. Looking. Now they'll get it back out. And now towards the far corner. They send it away. That's a turnover.
That's unfortunate there because Adriana Serna does everything right. She's able to find number 2, Maya Rogers, who needed to control and turn her body to the right, bring the ball all the way to the other side. That's where the space was, but unfortunately she was focused on that left side of the field, try to get it back to Serna, and they end up losing possession there.
Here's a takeaway by Miami. And an opportunity. They jolt right, and now a shot on net sails wide. Was it off the North Carolina State Wolfpack is the question. If it was, that's going to be a corner kick for Miami, and I believe it was.
Look at that. Emma Tucker, I've mentioned her name how many times tonight, Kyle, and she does everything right there. Just sloppy play in the back from the Wolfpack. Don't really know exactly what was happening there between the two players. And she capitalizes on it. There's a loose ball. She takes it. She does the right thing, right? At that point, it's one-on-one, and you've got to beat the defender. You've got to make the right move. She sets herself up on her preferred foot. She takes a shot, and the Hurricanes get an opportunity here to score on a set piece.
Well, here it comes with under 10 minutes left to play. A golden opportunity for Miami. Can they capitalize? Here it comes towards the near post, and North Carolina State sends it out. Miami's got it. Near side, trying to settle things down and set something up. Felton sends it to her left. Now it's back out for McCartney, who sends it back out towards midfield for Brown. Brown's going to send it in deep. And that went right over the left foot of Tucker.
Seeing who the target is there, though, number 26, Emma Tucker, has been the most active player moving forward for the Canes as Delaney Brown does her best, realizing that right now she's up there despite 2 defenders on her back. Any ball that comes her way seems like a good decision for the team in pink. Like those pink kits, by the way.
Yeah, they look
from
great.
The Miami Hurricanes.
Pink on the top, white on the bottom. All black everything there for North Carolina State on the road. They were at home against Virginia, picked up their first conference win earlier in the week. I should say last weekend, the 8th now, but they'll be back home against Syracuse 5 days from now, middle of next week. Home against Notre Dame, then at Florida State to wrap up their 2023 regular season. Battle out towards midfield. Maybe trying to take it away. There's going to be a sense of urgency now, you'd at least expect for Miami, and maybe take some high-risk chances to get possession of the ball and get something on net here in the final 7.5 minutes.
It's a great job there by Adriana Serna, staying steady in the back. She has Jibril, number 9 on the Wolfpack, who just came in, fresh legs, trying to make a run down the left sideline there, and Serna, who's been really steady all night, makes another great play. Good
battle over there on the far sideline.
Yeah, That's Emma Tucker wisely choosing to use her body, shield the defender from the ball. Not trying to make any fancy moves out there. Just make sure that your team remains in possession.
Miami. Under 7 left to play now. Meeks has it. Sends it for Wheeler, who sends it in. That's on top of the net. Boy, that was a terrific look.
I think she was trying to cross it, but hey, sometimes you get lucky, and it's better to be lucky than good. I think it's the right decision here. She does her best. Left foot, tries to cross it.
Oh, boy, it was...
and almost sneaks it back. Olivia Pratapas, the goalkeeper rather.
She almost accidentally snuck that thing in unintentionally, I think.
Would have been what I like to call golazo tonight for the Miami Hurricanes. But still, you never know what happens, right? You get those crosses in, takes a deflection, just kind of comes off your foot the wrong way, and it ends up catching the keeper by surprise. It's why it's so important to create opportunities here in the last 6 to 7 minutes.
Let's go, Kate!
5.5 left to go. Some in attendance getting a little restless here down the stretch. Who's going to be the hero in Coral Gables here tonight?
Seen some good opportunities for both teams. You had Joseph kind of make that run, had the shot on goal, forced Dagenet to make a save, and Hurricanes have had a couple opportunities here as of late since the 60th minute.
Flag is in the air. It is Miami now with an opportunity.
That's what you're looking for. Emma Tucker gets fouled a couple yards outside of the 18, and just as we saw earlier from Kawagishi of the Wolfpack, a couple crosses right to that 6-yard box, force the keeper to make a save, come out. Hopefully you get some sort of deflection, some sort of loose ball. You're able to put your foot onto it, and the Hurricanes can get the first one of the night.
All right, so a yellow card for North Carolina State and Soto. Can Miami come up massive right here? Can somebody get it on their foot, on their head somewhere and bang it home? Under 5 left to play. They send it in towards the net. Miami looking, threatening. Just outside of the box. Here's a shot, and it's wide.
I like what Taylor Shell did there, though. Thought about maybe taking it off that first bounce, first touch, decides rather to control it, look for a better angle, and tries to R1 it. You're playing FIFA on PlayStation back at home. And it was a good idea, just didn't get enough curve onto it to end up beating Pratapas.
Mary Frances Sims in now for North Carolina State. Under 5 to go. A little push in the back by Miami. North Carolina State with a little run, but Miami flags it down. Beating and banging going on there.
It's the right play there by the official. So the defender from the Wolfpack slide tackles, never actually makes contact with the Hurricanes, but impeded her run enough to where the referee decides, give them fair play. Canes end up losing possession. He goes back and he makes the call. I really like that move there by the official, and the Hurricanes get another opportunity here to send one forward.
North Carolina State now under 4 with 3 minutes left to play. Boy, if Miami's going to get 3 points, if North Carolina State's going to get 3 points, it's going to be quite the effort here in the waning minutes of this match here in Coral Gables tonight. Some terrific defense, a couple of good shots on net, but just not enough offense.
Yeah, it's going to be a goal here. We're going to get a nice thriller at the end. We've given a lot of credit to Melissa Dagenet, the Miami Hurricanes' experienced goalkeeper tonight. But how about Olivia Protopis from the Wolfpack right there? A cross gets sent through. Not the best cross, but certainly one that can still be dangerous if the goalkeeper doesn't come out with authority and make that save. And she comes out, no problem at all, calm, cool, collective, and is able to put her team forward.
Here comes North Carolina State now. And Dagenet's there to cover it up.
Yeah, nothing really there for the North Carolina State Wolfpack. It's a shot on target. Technically, it'll go down in the books as one, but there's no chance Dagenet is getting beat by something, by an effort like that.
Boy, now with a minute and a half left, can Miami really dial up some pressure here? Take a chance. Maybe be a little bit risky. Find a way to win this thing. Send it in a little bit deeper. Inside towards the box.
Remember Reese Wheeler back in 2021 beat BC, 3 seconds remaining on the clock with that late winner. Just in the nick of time, she was able to come up with that winner. So maybe that's who we should be looking for here for the Miami Hurricanes, number 20. Another moment of brilliance here.
Well, here comes a corner kick with 45 seconds left to go. This is probably going to be the last best chance for either side. Here it comes. They'll send it in. It's really deep. North Carolina State gets a foot on it. Here comes a shot in towards the net. Oh, and it's saved on the far post. Wow, great opportunity by Miami.
That's Protopis with just a quality save there. Hurricanes get the cross they wanted. Takes the deflection they wanted. Now they have to get back on defense, make sure the counterattack doesn't end up exposing them.
Whoa, look at that shot. Sails high over Dagenet. And that's going to do it. We are going to play to a scoreless draw here in Coral Gables tonight. Everybody's going to get a point. And unfortunately, nobody can come out with a victory. Well, your final thoughts here tonight.
Yeah, I thought the Hurricanes in the second half